Alright, and we're going to get right into the analysis for our winners round 1 match 2 set. We have George, the flying gym leader, versus Dotz, the bug gym leader. And we're going to start off by talking about George. Now off the bat, we know that George is most likely going to start Zatu in his games to try and get those screens down, so that he can use his aggressive switching style to its fullest. George will use those screens to safely switch in to the best Pokemon in any given matchup, so watch out for that. From what we've seen, his Hawlucha and Salamence are going to be his main attackers, and those doing the most damage, with Drifblim being a sneaky member of his bench that is capable of a lot if he can set up properly. One thing to note is that his experience, or lack thereof, will shine through occasionally when the pressure is on, but I've been thoroughly impressed with his team building and play thus far. Next we'll switch over to Dotz, the Bug Boy. As the yin to George's yang, Dotz's team, with the exception of Shuckle and to a lesser extent Butterfree, is there to attack and do damage, with Buzzwole and Genesect being there to be the main muscle of the team. Another facet of Dotz's yin is that he likes to keep his Pokemon in as long as possible, which may be due to stubbornness, or it could be the inexperience and fear of switching. One thing that Dotz has to watch out for is Stealth Rock, which George can set up with Lando, but if Dotz can get moving and grooving, he can win this set, but it's going to be an uphill battle. If I had to pick a Pokemon from each player to watch out for, it'd be George's Salamence, as he can just melt Dotz's bugs with well-timed flamethrowers, as well as being able to resist most of Dotz's offense. Then on Dotz's team, we gotta look out for that Genesect. With Download, we can see him able to do some sneaky damage. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, and let's get into it. Looks like the starting matchup is going to be Zatu versus Butterfree. This has got to favor George. Looks like he's going to start setting up those screens that I talked about earlier. Butterfree with the Hurricane to get that early pressure, but George is successful in dropping both of those screens. That's very intelligent. Oh, but the Magic Bounce is going to reflect that Toxic back at Butterfree, giving Butterfree a timer. Tries the Toxic again. You have to expect that that was a misclick. Doing the slow teleport out of there, bringing in Skarmory, the perfect matchup to Butterfree. There's not a whole lot Butterfree can do to this Pokemon. Brings out the Iron Defense. The Giga Drain is going to be negligible. Let's see what Dotz can pull out here from this. Another Iron Defense for a 3x defense. Hurricane also going to do almost nothing. Oh, but the Confusion does go off. That could be the linchpin in Dotz's comeback here. Oh, but the Body Press is going to take care of Butterfree. What is Dotz going to bring out? Volcarona, perfect selection. That's the one thing. Goes for the Fire Blast. Unfortunately misses with that sub 100 accuracy. And the Body Press is going to bring Volcarona down dangerously low. The Fire Dance coming out. Ooh, the 1.5 Spa increase. And this gives Volcarona a chance to do some damage. The light screen gone as well. This is looking all Volcarona right now. This Volcarona can absolutely steamroll the rest of the team here if he keeps getting these Fire Dance spot increases. Brings back out the Zatu, probably to bring back in the light screen, but the Fire Blast missed again. And there comes the light screen. That's going to kind of nullify the increase just a bit. Oh, but 2x spot drop or increase. This is looking fantastic for Volcarona. Oh, what the heck? Withdraws Volcarona for Shuckle? Oh, that's something. Let's see what he can do with it, though. Goes for the Ancient Power, going for that Omni Boost, but on a Shuckle with nothing else to go for it. This was looking like all Volcarona's game, but now it's turned around into all George. Close combat critical hit's going to bring Shuckle down to negligible HP. The Moggle Berry with the Confusion. Brings out the Sleep though. Let's Shuckle kind of recover while Hawlucha's going to Swords Dance. So great play by George to bring Hawlucha up to snuff. Sleep Talk. Ancient Power. If he gets an Omni Boost, it's looking kind of hot. Nothing with the Omni Boost. Another Swords Dance. Being able to just safely Swords Dance on a Sleep Shuckle. If he could get like a Toxic or something off this Sleep Talk, another rest. He is getting very unlucky with the Sleep Talk. Goes for the close combat, that's going to easily dispatch Shuckle. This is a scary opponent to face down, but
with a .4 defense and special defense. If he can just get a hit. Close combat. Gonna resist that. Brings Macho Man down to .33. Tries to Earthquake. Forgetting the Hawlucha is a flying type as well. Close combat's gonna bring Holy Tank down to quite low HP. Expecting the Drain Punch. Yep, that's gonna do some damage, get some health back. I don't know if it's enough for Holy Tank to anything, but that Holy Boost is gonna look kind of hot. This is all gonna depend on who George brings out. Salamence is gonna outspeed that Buzzwole 9 times out of 10. It does with the Flamethrower dispatching it out. With the Flamethrower out, I can't see anyone other than Volcarona. There he is. Tries to Fire Blast against the Dragon, trying to hope for a burn maybe. Oh, but that Tracheal Meteor is gonna come down hard onto Volcarona. This one is looking game, set, and match George, but Scizor actually lives the Flamethrower. The superpower coming out though, gonna make Scizor not do a whole lot of damage. That Flamethrower will dispatch him then. Alrighty. Ant with guns comes out. Genesect is dangerous, and he can do some damage. Takes out the Salamence. What does George have in the tank though? Xatu. Alrighty. Bug Buzz almost KOing Xatu. Brings out the light screen. That could seal it for George though, but Dotz is bringing this very close. What's Dotz gonna do here? Tries to Bug Buzz, not doing a whole lot. That's gonna let Drifblim get some Calm Minds in there. Another Bug Buzz, gonna do even less with the Spadef increase. Dotz has gotta pull some out of his butt here. Immune to the extreme speed. Sets up a sub. He's just toying with him at this point. This is just not. This is unkind. What is he going to do? Psychic not going to do anything either. Shadow Ball is going to come out and easily dispatch the Genesect. That was an unreasonably close game. It felt that wrestled for control there. That Volcarona switch out probably was the linchpin for George to come back into this game. I feel like if Dotz just left Volcarona in, this would have been a different ball game. Let's get over to game 2.
All right, that ends game 1. George looked comfy most of that game, but Dotz almost had a really sneaky comeback, but unfortunately was squashed by that Submine Drifblim set that I highlighted during the preview for today. Game 2 is in the books, and what a game from Dotz. A life game, in his own words. A few Omni boosts for Ancient Power were a good omen for Dotz in this game, as he overcomes the tight mismatch to take this one with a Buzzwall carry with some assists from the toxic duo Butterfree and Shuckle.
Alright, here we are with Game 3. The leads are going to be Shuckle versus Salamence. That's looking mighty dangerous for the little rock bug. Brings out the Draco Meteor, dropping the Force of all Dragons on top of him, but that doesn't do a whole lot to Shuckle, because he is a bulky boy. Switches into the Drift Blim, George knowing that he can pretty much stay in versus Shuckle with the substitute, as Toxic can do nothing against it. Yep, here he is. He is about to set up, and like all setups. Dotz would be wise to switch here, but I think he's going to try to stick it out with Shuckle. Yep, Dotz is not an aggressive switcher. He tries to keep his Pokemon in as long as possible. George knows this. That means Drifblim is going to absolutely get all of the setup he could ever want. I don't want to call it too early, folks, but there is not a single Pokemon that's going to be able to break this substitute and stop Drifblim. So I feel like this is going to be done and dusted. Dotz has pulled off some miraculous things before, like you saw in the last game. He can win if he has the right circumstances, but this 3 times, I'm scared for him. This is looking scary. Wow, the fact that it doesn't instantly mess up Shuckle is impressive. That just shows how bulky Shuckle can be, but that Shadow Ball is going to do him in. It sucks because that substitute is probably like just a few HP off. So if Dotz could find a way to break it, there's a chance, but with 3 times Spa and Spadef, it's just not looking good for him. Yep, and Drifblim is decently fast. Oh, man. This is looking like a sweep. Oh, but Volcarona doing some stuff, but too bad Drifblim is just he's too little too late, unfortunately. And I think this is gonna sign Dotz's death warrant. I do want to say that I'm very impressed with George's read and adjustment from Game 2 into this game. Really picking up on Dotz's tendency to kind of keep Pokemon in rather than substitute, or switch out, I mean. That's really impressive on his part. Dotz made an excellent Game 2 game, but yeah, George just had the pun intended download on Dotz on this game, and that's going to do it. George wins 2-1, and that'll do it for winners round 2.
What can I say about this Game 3? But sometimes previews come to life. Dotz's fear of switching let Drifblim set up like I said, and just run away with it. Alright, that's match 2 of winners round 1. Impressive play from both sides. You can really see how each team is coming together now. Dotz feeling a little more confident in the back row of his team, letting Toxic and his 2 main attackers do some heavy lifting, while George is really coming into his own with his aggressive switching style. I'm excited to see both play more. Thank you for watching match 2 of winners round 1. I'll catch you guys on the next match.